Okay, so my opponent said that locking up criminals is like locking up animals, but the death penalty is just like euthanizing an animal, so that's not that's not very valuable. And as for the DNA evidence could be wrong. According to the New York Times, scientists in Israel have demonstrated that it is possible to fabricate DNA evidence, undermining the credibility of what has been considered the gold standard of proof in criminal cases. Scientists fabricated blood and saliva samples containing DNA from a person other than the donor of the blood and saliva. They also showed that if they had access to DNA profile in a database, they could construct a sample of DNA to match that profile without obtaining any tissue from that person. It would be possible to salvage anyone's DNA from a discarded drinking cup or a cigarette butt and turn it into a saliva sample. And DNA is a lot easier to plant at a crime scene than fingerprints, so many people could be framed for crime. There's nothing that they can do about it because the DNA evidence says that they're in the wrong. And you can engineer a crime scene, and this is said by Dan Frumkin, a lead author of a paper which has been published online by the Journal of Forensic Science International, the genetics section. Any biology undergraduate could perform this, so anyone could fabricate a crime scene. At the time of the vote on Proposition 34, California had 725 people on death row. If Proposition 34 had been approved, their sentences would have been replaced with life in prison without the possibility of parole, and these prisoners would have been required to seek jobs within the prison system, and their earnings would have gone to crime victims, so it could benefit society. And Save California will provide public protection by keeping those truly guilty of death penalty crimes locked up for life, and in the meantime, saving us millions of dollars that will be invested in crime-fighting measures leading to the apprehension of serious criminals. And even though no one likes a murder, but our emotions may cry for vengeance in the wake of a horrible crime, but we know that killing a criminal will not undo the crime. It will not prevent similar crimes by others, does not benefit the victim, destroys human life, and brutalizes society. If we are to still violence, we must cherish life, and executions cheapens life. Thank you.